You think the crown is a reward. It's not. It's a test that never ends. And once it chooses you, you can't give it back. Miyamoto Musashi was 13 years old when he killed his first man. Not in war, in a duel. He wanted one thing: to be unbeatable, to be the greatest swordsman alive. And he got it. 60 duels, 60 victories, 0 defeats. But here's what nobody tells you about winning that much. Every victory made him hungrier and emptier. He couldn't stop. The sword owned him, not the other way around. Marcus Aurelius didn't want power. He wanted books, philosophy, quiet rooms where he could think. He got the exact opposite. Emperor of Rome at 40. Sounds like a dream, right? Wrong. 19 years of war on the frontier, plague sweeping through the empire. Everyone he loved, dead. He had to rule while the world burned around him. The crown he never asked for became a cage he couldn't escape. David was a shepherd, played music, watched sheep, killed a giant one day to protect his people. All he wanted was to serve his king faithfully. God had other plans, anointed him king while he was still a boy. Then his own king, Saul, spent years hunting him like an animal. David lived in caves, ran for his life, and later, his own son tried to kill him and take the throne. The crown didn't reward his faithfulness, it tested it. Solomon asked God for one thing: wisdom, not wealth, not power. Just wisdom to lead his people well. God gave it to him. He became the wisest man who ever lived. But the crown brought everything else with it: 700 wives, endless gold, a kingdom that made other nations jealous. And at the end, he wrote this: meaningless, meaningless, everything is meaningless. The wisdom he asked for showed him the emptiness of everything he gained. You see the pattern? 4 men, different centuries, different battles. They asked for the crown, they got it. And every single one of them paid a price that almost broke them. So here's the question you need to answer. Why didn't they quit? Because they understood something you need to hear. The crown doesn't come to you because you're worthy. It comes to you because you're the only one willing to carry it. Musashi won his 60th duel, then walked away, abandoned the sword at his peak, lived in a cave, wrote his final book, because he finally understood. The crown wasn't about defeating other men, it was about mastering himself. Marcus Aurelius could have quit any time. He was the emperor, but he stayed on that freezing frontier, fought wars he never wanted. Why? Because Rome needed someone who could suffer and still stay just. He couldn't walk away. No one else could carry it. David had 2 chances to kill King Saul. His men begged him. He refused both times, not because he was weak, because the crown wasn't about taking power. It was about being chosen. Solomon called it all meaningless, the wealth, the fame, everything, but kept ruling anyway, because wisdom doesn't let you quit. Wisdom demands you serve even when you see through it all. Here's the truth. You don't choose the crown because you want it. You carry it because you can't put it down. Not because you're special, because you're the one who can't walk away. So let me ask you something. What's your crown? Mastery, creation, truth, leadership? You already know what it is, because you've tried to walk away from it, and you couldn't. You're still here, still building, still pushing forward when everyone else quit. That's not coincidence. The crown doesn't make you special. The crown makes you responsible for something bigger than your own comfort. Musashi earned his peace, but only after 60 duels taught him what mastery really meant. Marcus kept Rome from collapse because he was the only one who could suffer and stay just. David united a kingdom, not by taking power, but by refusing to abuse it. Solomon's wisdom outlived his empire. Even after he called it meaningless, it still mattered. They didn't choose the crown. They answered when it called. So stop asking if you're worthy. Stop waiting for permission. The crown already chose you. Now carry what you can't put down.